image in my mind. And I believe most people, they don't believe that they are a success, or if they've actually succeeded. So this has led me to a lot of questions. And my wife, years ago, she used to say, you need to stop saying that you're a failure. And she said, repeat after me. You're on the road to success. So I started saying that with her reluctantly. I'm on the road to success. So I found the road to success, and now I can say I am a success because I know what success is.
That's right.
So a couple of things that I want to tell you about with my book. Somewhere inside of you, there is a hidden definition of success. It's only inside of you. Every person has to define success differently. And I wrote this to help you. And I was thinking about it. I'm supposed to be on a show Monday night on an interview about the book. And I was thinking about, what am I going to say? And, here's what I thought about. How much money would it take to change your life? Everybody would have a different figure in their mind. It would take, X amount of dollars to change my life. What if I told you that I could change your life for less than $20? Would you do it?
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
If I could change your life for less than $20, you would do that. This will change your life. And I'm not saying that for any other reason than I know that it will. This has changed my life. It really took an eye-opening for me to see this. And I believe as I open up some of this, I'm not going to talk very long tonight because I want you to enjoy our refreshments as well. So if you haven't defined success personally, how will you know when you get there? The Bible tells us, and this book is based out of the Bible, okay, so God told Joshua, this is all based from the book of Joshua, in Joshua 1 and verse 8, this is what God said to Joshua. He said, this book of the law shall not depart out of your mouth, but you shall meditate therein day and night, that you may observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then you shall make your way prosperous, and then you shall have good success. The Bible tells us that you can have success, and God was telling Joshua that he would have success. So one of the things that you're going to have to do is to define success personally. Because if God will give it to you, then you won't know what it is unless you have defined what it is first. It can arrive in your life and you not know what it is, Sharana. So you've got to define what success is, because he didn't tell Joshua what success was here. He just said, I'll give it to you. Okay? So hidden inside of you is that definition of success. If you, some of you have already gotten the book, so I can point some things out to you. When you get to page 16 and 17, now I made this book as a personal workbook as well, okay? So if you get a book and you plan on sharing it, it may not do the other person very well, especially if you wrote all in it, okay? Because at most of the ends of the chapters there are questions for you. This is not a book that you're just supposed to, you just read from cover to cover and you're done with it in an hour or less. Which is probably going to take you longer than that to read it. I'm a slow reader. But anyway, there's some exercises like this in chapter 2 here. This is a very heart-searching exercise for you to do. And I made this to be a personal memento for you. You should, when you get done with this book, you should be able to take this book and hand it to any family member. And they should better understand you. I also made this as something as a legacy for you to be able to pass on, beyond your life. Family members should be able to pick this up and know something about you. You know, how many of you could say that you have something written by a great-grandparent or someone, you know, that's further along in your family that may have passed on? So you'll see that exercise in there, and just work on that for yourself. So you're going to have to answer a lot of questions for yourself. This is to help you. So one of the things that I put in here is about, you know, that success is living where you are thriving and not where you are surviving. A lot of people are living in survival, and they're not in a thriving place. And that's a good definition for success. I know that may sound ambiguous, but to live where you're thriving and not surviving, okay? So I'm going to read some of my favorite chapter to you. Is that all right? Chapter 8 is probably my favorite, and this is secret number 6. So I'm giving you 7 secrets to success, okay? This is secret number 6, and it's be inspired. And this is based out of Joshua 1 and verse 9. He says, "Have not I commanded you, be strong and of good courage? Do not be afraid, nor be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." So secret number 6 is being inspired. Inspiration is the key to motivation. Motivation gives you momentum to move forward. There is no price tag on the propeller of inspiration. Inspiration will keep you going when desire wanes. You must stay inspired, and moreover, you must be inspired. God's commendation to Joshua is actually, be not dismayed. To be dismayed, or rather be not dismayed, means to not get discouraged, beat down, worn down, confused, or fearful. Fear will break your focus to be inspired. Fear is the pathway to oppression. Being dismayed is unsettled, thrown off balance, troubled, rattled, shook up, or perturbed. A negative outlook, events, and people can all be distressing. You will not have to fight for inspiration. It must be in you, and it must remain in you. So when God was talking to Joshua about not being dismayed, he was talking to him as well about keeping his inspiration. Because Joshua was going to face things that he would have never imagined. So find what inspires you. You've got to read what inspires you. Find scriptures that pique your inspiration and keep them before you. Memorize them. Meditate on them. That's what God told Joshua. Meditate on the scriptures day and night. Soak them for every possible meaning, and let them saturate your soul. Find music that inspires you. Enjoy fun moments in music. Sometimes you just need to dance. Find music that inspires your spirit to soar. Music can be a great cleansing from many activities and stressful days. Find music that makes you want to worship. King David of Israel understood this unparalleled dynamic for inspiration. He wrote many of the Psalms in the Bible, and he even created musical instruments. Music can inspire creativity. Music can inspire relaxation. Many inspirations of ideas, fresh perspectives, and new motivations are birthed in a song. Learn how to harness and garner the power of its greatness. Inspiration is your breath of success. Inspiration must be retained in order to remain in a perspective of good success. Joshua at times would not be able to find much to be inspired by. Some situations he faced could have easily given way to doubt, confusion, or even being dismayed. Confusion will hit you at the worst moments. He simply carried out the instructions from God and suffered defeats. How can this be? Many times it's unclear who can be trusted in your inner circle. God has ways of revealing who is with you, but who is not in your corner. Defeats can be disguises in order that there will be no future surprises. The moment of dismay is the moment that something can't stay. An exit from your present is necessary. Inspiration motivates you to movement. Motives without movement are only intentions, and intentions are only good in hell. Intentions never inspire inventions. Intentions must be replaced with actions. Make a decision, cross your Jordan, and go beyond where you've been. Being inspired is the secret and the key to your success. Inspiration creates the environment for prosperity. Even God's Word was inspired, or God breathed. God's Word is the source of all spirit inspiration. Joshua must not only be inspired, he must be an inspiration. He is still an inspiration today to those who are seeking to go beyond the average, the normal, the status quo, and into the destiny and their promised land. Find a voice of inspiration. Find the voice of wisdom. Find the voice of correction. Find the voice of love. Find the voice that builds your faith. Protect these voices and never permit anyone to diminish their gift of inspiration to you. You must deal quickly and decisively with fools, critics, and rebels. They will all discourage you. Finally, know that inspiration is a state of healthy human breathing of the human soul and spirit. Inspiration must come in and go out. You must be inspired and you must respire. Get inspiration and give inspiration. Giving inspiration will inspire you to get more inspiration. Inspiration is healthy and normal is healthy and normal, but to a depressed world, it is abnormal. The world lives in a subnormal state, and recognize that that state of distraught, troubled, distressed, disappointed, and sad, they hold no value to inspire. You were not designed by God to be dismayed. Being dismayed is dangerous, deadly, and deceitful. Be not dismayed. Your inspiration unlocks your brilliance, your genius, enthusiasm, and dreams. Inspiration stirs your insides and gives you insight. Let it unlock your greatness. Be inspired. That's part of it. So that's just that's one secret to success. I know a lot of times people have tried to define success with external things. And, success cannot be defined by money. It can't be defined by automobiles, homes, anything that you attain in this life. There are people, and that's why I wrote this and called it Beyond Success. I've met many people that they can be professional successes, but their home and personal life can be a failure. Sometimes we've reached successes in certain aspects of life, but may not know the total sum of success. And this is all based on you being a success. It's something that you have to be. God kept telling him, you cannot be dismayed. You have to have courage. These are not just things that you're going to have, but they're things you're going to be. God wanted him to be a success. And I believe that God designed you to be a success in this world. We need some people that are successful and understand what success is. So I hope you can get this book tonight and make this an enjoyable read. If you haven't gotten it already, it sells on our website for $20, and that includes shipping. But if you're here tonight, I'll let you have it for $12, all right? Or you can get 2 for $20, all right? So that way you can buy one and give one away, or if you're a couple, you're gonna need, I encourage couples to get their own. Everybody have their own, not just so that I'll sell more books, but because you're gonna write it, this is your book. And when I put this in, where I was telling you about on page 16 and 17, I was thinking about, what I really, in all honesty, when I wrote this book, I wrote it for my sons. And I wrote it for anyone who would listen to me. It's not a question for me anymore. I know that I am a success, and that's all based out of God's Word. I am a success, and this is a success for me. So thank y'all for coming tonight. I want you to, Philip, if you could help me out. If you want to get a book tonight, Philip will help you over here, and I'll sign the book for you. And then I want you to help yourself to refreshments. I think my wife's going to help you out tonight. I don't know if has anybody got any? Do you have any questions about the book? Anybody? Any questions? Anybody? Okay. The book's filled with questions, so you're going to have to answer a whole lot of questions. But if you do get a book, I'd like to get my picture with you. Is that all right? Because I want to show it to the world that you're going beyond success. That's where you're going. You're going beyond success. And I believe that when you get done with this, you will have a vastly different definition in your mind of what you thought success was. And that's where I wound up at. It's not anything that I obtained. I am the success. It's not something that I have or hold. I am the success. That's where, and sometimes you're not going to understand things. Joshua didn't understand, when he was instructed by God to go into the promised land, and then he winds up suffering defeats. And sometimes there's going to be defeats, and that doesn't look very successful. But those are God's mercy gifts to you, because He's actually showing you something that needs to be removed from your life that's preventing a success. So thank you all for coming tonight. Philip will help you out over here if you want to get a copy of the book, and then I'll sign it for you, okay? All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming tonight.
Take that.